Yes, we are live. Hey guys, I'm back. Isn't that nice? Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys.
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, what's up guys? I am James Hake. This is the Hake Report. It is Monday, March 23rd, 2020. Can you believe it? And I am back. I was back Sunday, but some of you may not have been aware because maybe you're not used to catching my show on Sundays as well as Monday through Friday. I come on at 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Sundays on my channels. And then I finish about an hour before we start church with Jesse Lee Peterson, which was excellent yesterday. I will get to your calls, 888-775-3773. I don't think I had SARS or COVID-19 or the Chinese virus or whatever you want to call it. I don't think I did because I wasn't coughing. I wasn't flu-like symptoms, I don't think. I don't think I had a fever, but I was dog tired. And I had like a runny nose, sneezing a lot. And they're like, explain yourself, sneezing. Nick especially. He does not like me sneezing. I have a friend like that who would just go like this. Any time that you sneeze in the same room as him, and I think it might have even been before SARS broke out. He was Chinese. But, he's still Chinese. But, yeah. I got some rest, so I appreciate. I thanked them, but I want to thank them again for filling in for me, Black and Brown, for the Black and Brown news segments. Nick and Joel, that was cool. They did a good job, right? Who's more listenable, Hake News or Black and Brown News? Answer, but not honestly, please. No, I'm playing. And also, thank you to Jesse Lee Peterson for filling in for me 4 days. And, yeah, Black and Brown, that was creative. I liked it. Sometimes they were too grainy, I guess. But they were generally, it was fun. It was, like, conversational. It was interesting. And then also, they got to play that first Horman's Best Pickles commercial. That was nice, right? Which would you rather hear? Horman's Best Pickles commercial or Bloomberg ad? Keep on picking at that wound, right? Some of you guys are upset or were upset about the Bloomberg ad. But Horman's Best Pickles, get them. What is the Horman's Best Pickles? Yeah, Horman'sBestPickles.com. Were advertising. I think they are advertising on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. That's cool. Anyways, FYI, I have this picture of a textbook description, little chart about viruses. And I learned yesterday night, tip from a friend, that the coronavirus is not just SARS, MERS, I think, or this COVID-19 Chinese virus. It is also the common cold. Show this picture, Joel. It's I forget what it's called. But it's outside of the thing. Yeah, look. So it's in a textbook. You can faintly see microbiology up at the very top. And it's talking about virology. And way down at the bottom, coronaviruses. And you look closely, common cold is also a coronavirus. So you guys that are saying it's just the flu, no, it's just a cold, but it's a crazy cold. Or it's more akin to the cold, right? Nick claims, and I don't know, that a flu is also a virus. He's saying it is. I was thinking that it's a bacteria, influenza bacteria, and then cold is a virus, and you treat them differently. Feed a cold, starve a flu, something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know my stuff, but this thing, it sounds like it's pretty serious. So don't be, at least for some people. So be considerate, even if you're tough and you don't really experience symptoms of this thing. Don't spread it to the old folks or the weak, because in some cases, old is not weak. Some of you guys are all and gals are all concerned. What's up, hooligan? Donald, David, nice to see you guys. I'm looking at Mixer because we're on Mixer, Facebook, and everywhere, so that's cool. But what was I just saying? Oh yeah, like you guys are all concerned about Jesse maybe catching this thing. No, I think I'd be the first to go down because I don't have the healthy habits that Jesse has. Anyways, I'll work on that, right? Or will I? Poor Rand Paul. He has no symptoms, but he tested positive for this coronavirus thing. And he's a doctor, like an eye doctor. Trump tweeted well wishes to him. President Trump tweeted, what did he say? And then I will get to your calls. He said that he always comes through for me when I need him. You gonna let the old timer outlive you? No, I'm gonna get back to health. Trump tweeted, I have these tweets too. My friend, always there when I've needed him. Senator Rand Paul, who was just tested positive for the Chinese virus. That's not good. He is strong and will get better. Just spoke to him and he was in good spirits. That's cool. But then these dumb people, Eugene Gu, MD, he rides on the coattails of Trump. Every Trump tweet, he like posts at least one tweet or multiple tweets, and so that's how he's gotten big, seemingly. And then this other guy, Bishop Talbert Swan, who did appear on the Jesse Lee Peterson show a couple years ago, I want to say. Eugene Gu said Trump needs to stop calling the coronavirus the Chinese virus. It's not like anybody calls the H1N1 swine flu pandemic the American pig flu just because it originated in factory farmed pigs in North America. He's referring to Mexico. We are all in this together as one nation and one people. Stop this. What a jerk. Eugene Gu supports liberals. He supports abortion. So much for being a what do you call it? A doctor, right? What happened to do no harm? Supporting abortion. I'm kind of changing the subject, but this guy that's dumb. And also, Mexico, when the Mexican swine flu came out, I'm calling it the Mexican swine flu. When the Mexican swine flu came out, we didn't have Mexico accusing the American military, to my knowledge, of spreading this flu thing, pig flu. But we do have a Chinese official and Iran reportedly accusing American military of spreading this, of originating this coronavirus thing. So, of course, Trump is rightly calling it the Chinese flu. It started in China. Bishop Talbert Swan says you only use Chinese virus because you know it soaks your base. A bunch of vile, racist, white supremacist degenerates. Wow, he said degenerates. That's a Nazi word. Always looking for a non-white person to blame. And this Bishop Talbert Swan guy is black. Something on. That's the reason they voted for you. No, Bishop Talbert Swan, you're an idiot. Bishop Talbert Swan is evil. He is. By the way, and then I will get to calls. Appreciate you guys. And then I will, after I get to calls, tell you guys a little bit more about Anthony Fauci, or Tony Fauci. This guy, I just don't trust him. But I have a couple t-shirts, new t-shirt designs for sale as of the past couple weeks. Facts versus truth, and knowledge is poison. Cool, huh? Facts versus truth. That's a red. That's not pink. But on screen, if you're going to be on camera, it can look a little pink. But in real life, it does not look pink. It says facts versus truth. That's a very important distinction. Truth is better than facts. But and then I also have knowledge is poison. And other colors are available, right? And this one is shown on the vintage royal. And the other one is vintage red, something like that. But that's like, those are nice quality t-shirts, but there's all different colors and styles of t-shirts and sweatshirts, even women's style t-shirts. And even a women's like slouchy sweatshirt. Cool, huh? Mugs, stickers. So thehakereport.com, or just go to teespring.com/stores/thehakereport. Anyways, let me get to Rick out of Hampton, Virginia. Rick, what's up, Rick?
What's up, Brother James, man? Love you, man. I hope you had a great weekend.
I did appreciate it. Thank you.
Man, shoot, you know it's all the states that are shut down, all Democratic states.
I heard that. It's crazy.
Yeah, was it Illinois, New York? Is California shut down fully?
You know, that's a good question. It seems like LA supposedly is, specifically. But I don't know about California statewide. I would think that the big cities are. I haven't really been out much. I've been resting and just going between work and home.
Well, I'll tell you what, at least California's enforcing border security now.
Well, that would be nice, yeah.
I think they already are, because I think the border's shut down, ain't it?
You know,
Trump shut the border down.
I think that he tried to. I'm not really positive. But he wants to. He says this is why we need strong borders. We need borders. Period.
Well, I tell you what, man, President Trump, he has won every argument. He does one thing I like about when he have a debate, he just let it play out and then see, and then
he's proven right
on themselves. Yep, he's
big
proven
time
right, man. And that's a thing, man. It's, I don't think it's called for no national quarantine yet. What you think?
No, I don't think so. I'm leery about all these.
Call it yet.
I am leery about all these Democrat governors enforcing these things, because I think that they would love nothing more than to drive these businesses into the ground and kill them, and just take control and give away money and swoop in like they're the hero when they're the zero. They're trying they're trying to just assert more and more control of the people, and that's wrong.
You know what's so funny? It's a thing. It's an interview by Napoleon Hill called "An Interview with the Devil."
Yeah.
And how he used to control people is like make them dependent, make them not think for themselves, and then all the things the liberals use to control their people.
Yeah, I believe it.
News within.
I believe it, man.
Yeah, and you know with the bill, the liberals want more money for the people. You know, they're giving companies tax breaks, but a lot of people don't understand. If you Amazon, they got over 600,000 employees. They pay for their health care, they 401k, and then you know people steal stuff from them, so they got to take that loss, and they give them tax breaks.
Right.
And for technology, it's expensive. And I'm like, when they write all that off and pay for all that, to me, they deserve to pay minimum taxes.
Right.
They're doing so much because they creating 600,000 jobs, and then that's more tax money for the government to take from them anyway. And
true.
Then it's not to compensate them, because I'm telling you, technology is expensive. It ain't cheap.
Yeah.
And then their health insurance, the company's paying for that, contributing to their 401k and all pens and papers, all the other stuff. And I don't know why liberals hate for them to have tax breaks. They're doing more for society than anything. Wouldn't you agree?
The liberals want that money. The government, these people want that money because they want to use it for stuff that will help them and their causes. And not just controlling people, but just pushing their mess. They want to support baby killing and all that stuff.
It's cold,
Yeah.
I agree. I'm agreeing with you.
Right.
It's definitely that.
They want to keep the, all this going back to the shutdowns. They kept the pot dispensaries open, but shut down. I saw like from somebody's telegram. I
I
think it
didn't
was
even
Jacob
notice
Wool.
that.
He said that they were not doing certain like procedures, but they were
Yeah.
keeping abortions going. I think
You know,
yeah, they're
I didn't
keeping
even
abortions
notice
going.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and abortion
Well,
is
I
an
mean, it
emergency
is
in a time
time
like
sensitive thing, right? After a while, you can't really have your abortion. So if you believe
Yeah,
in baby
you're
killing, it
right.
makes sense. But
You know, I didn't even
it's
notice
ridiculous.
that all the pot stores are open.
Is it
I
true
didn't
that
notice that though.
is it true that Texans are going to Mexico to buy toilet paper?
You know what? I ain't heard about that one.
That's
I
according
ain't
to
even heard
Irene.
about that one.
Yeah, it's a
Man,
mess.
toilet paper, man. I never thought you wouldn't be able to get TP.
I know.
I
Anyway,
mean, you
Rick,
can't.
it's good to
I
hear
ain't gonna
from you,
hold you
man.
up, James, but love you. Good to hear from you, man. Keep up the good work, brother James. Love you, man, and take caution about the coronavirus.
All right, I will.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, love y'all. Y'all keep up the good work.
All right, take care. Let me get to Omar out of Sharon, Wisconsin. Omar, what's up?
What's going on, James? How you feeling?
I'm feeling fine, thank you. Feeling much better.
So I
was
want
tired.
to talk to you about this whole economic situation right now.
Okay.
But before I do that, I just want to say, what you gonna do, brother, when Hake-mania runs wild on you, man?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Take that as your tag. You should definitely go with that from
All
now
right.
on.
Appreciate that.
Anyway, all right. So this thing is a whole interesting pickle here because I just saw this interview with Steve Bannon yesterday. He was on Fox with Maria Baratielma, I
Yeah.
believe.
Okay.
And it's a very interesting thing. I think he's pretty much saying what a lot of these conservative Trump-supporting boomers are saying, in that there's something going on in the background right now, that Trump is supposedly doing some kind of behind-the-scenes federal realignment, that he's taking the power of the Fed and giving it to the Treasury, as it's supposed to be constitutionally speaking, I guess. But
Oh.
that's what I'm hearing, is and that there's something going on there, and that he's using the situation to sort of take the power from the Fed and give it back to the Treasury. What do you think about that?
I think wouldn't that be right? It seems like that would be right. I hadn't really
Yeah.
considered all that stuff. What a
Well,
mess.
one thing that I did know, that I did realize, is that that I think it's the Fed is pumping money at zero interest. I
Yeah.
think that's universal right now.
I think that he asked them to do that, right? I think he's been trying to do that.
I think they did it.
Yeah. No, I know they did it. They did it, but he's been asking them to lower the interest rates for months.
Right.
He's been
right,
calling out the
right.
Fed like crazy.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Yeah. And I think, it's interesting because there's a lot of people who always talk about the Fed as like this entity of like anti-American, or they're malevolent, or there's something sinister about the Federal Reserve.
I think
And
there
I
is.
get it, but I think there is too, but I think the way that people deal with it is just wrong. Trump, I think, is knowing of this, and he's doing it the right way, and
Okay.
that he's calm about it.
Right.
Okay, well, let me bring you into this meeting here, and let's talk about it. Okay, well, I disagree. And then he'll execute his point,
Nice.
and he'll, make this he'll be more commanding about it and know what to do, I
Right.
think.
Yeah,
So this whole thing is just,
he works with people. I'm going to
Yes,
read
thank you.
I'm going to read something to you guys. I've made the comment before that Trump, universally, people say that he listens, and
Yes.
and they credit him for that, whether across the aisles, whether they're conservatives who didn't like him, or Dr. Ben Carson's noticed this, and this other guy Fauci that I'm about to rail on a little bit. He said that Trump listens, and that's important for being able to work with people and make people function too. It's kind of remarkable. He's making people function in a sense. Some people are very resistant, right? The resistance. They're obstinate. They're rebellious. But That's nice. It's nice to hear. I hadn't really considered that aspect of the Fed and Trump trying to work with them and make them do right.
Yeah, like I
I
said,
hope
I
that's
think
true.
it was something that I had mentioned from a previous call that there's so much that we don't know
Yeah.
that is very likely happening behind the scenes. I have faith that there's a lot that we just cannot know, and it's just impossible because of the system that we have. There's, I have faith. Let's just say that I have faith that there's a lot that Trump is carrying on that is good for us.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. But I do want to clear this thing. There's a lot of people who are saying that, if I had mentioned this before, that they believe that Trump is going to realign the Fed so we are backed by gold.
Oh.
But I don't think that's possible because I'm also hearing that we don't have any reserves for gold.
Wow. It seems like a pipe dream, but
I think it is.
I don't know.
But here's the catch. Here's where I think Trump is really interesting. I don't think he's going to use gold. Maybe we have it, maybe we don't. I think he's using labor as the source to back the economy.
Interesting.
Now, labor has been used before as a source, like gold,
Yep.
in different countries throughout history, and there are examples where it has worked really well.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, it's just common sense, is it not? I mean,
Labor has value, especially
labor has value. If you work, people can.
As long
eat.
as you're not spinning your wheels.
Yeah,
but
right.
yeah, work smart and hard.
Right. True
Yeah.
value can bring all kinds of things. I mean, you get up in the morning and you're moving, you engineer something.
Right.
You work with your hands, you engineer something into the economy. So, don't know, but I have faith that his instincts are totally zoned into something that is good. And let's just have hope because, there's a lot of people who are scared. They're
Right.
panicking. I'm hearing stories like every day, like, 6 weeks, 8 weeks quarantine,
Yeah.
10-week lockdown. Guys, it's like, use this situation to your advantage, right? And just like, if you have kids, retrain them,
Yeah.
revitalize yourself,
Yep.
reset yourself, cleanse yourself, all that stuff.
Yeah. Thank you, Omar. Nice input.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate that. Take care.
All right, take it easy. Bye.
So, man. So, that's nice. I'm looking at, I'm using Restream, but I just noticed, and this is kind of a heads up to Nick too, that I'm getting this alert, YouTube connection error. So I turned on a different YouTube through the manual, so I have to keep an eye on 2 chats. Because I'm trying to start using Restream chat, because I'm streaming to 6 channels, which some of you may think is overboard, and you may be right. But anyways, whatever. Let me get to Adrian out of Virginia. Adrian, it's good to hear from you. What's up?
Man, you know what? I'm glad you're back because it just feels white, brother. It just feels white.
Right on.
I don't know who these other guys were, this black and brown stuff, and this JLP guy, but man, they couldn't fill in like you do, brother. I'm just gonna let you know, throwing it out there.
Right on, man. Big shoes to fill.
Kidding, man. I thought it was hilarious. I heard black and brown.
Yeah.
I was like, what the?
That's cool.
No, man. I'm glad you're feeling better. I just wanted to tell you, man. Glad to hear you back, man. I haven't heard your voice in a while, so I just wanted to reach out and say hello, and glad you're back. And I wanted to tell you something, man. After hearing the last guy and stuff like that, man, I heard that Steve Bannon interview as well, man. I gotta tell you, it's interesting the way he put it, but I'm not. He didn't sell me on it because
right.
$3 trillion is a lot of money, buddy. I don't know how I expect to pay that back, but $3 trillion seems like that's the end of America if we do that. So I don't agree with I agree with his idea.
Yeah.
But his game plan is definitely not something I don't know, man.
So you're talking about President Trump's stimulus idea of pumping a bunch of money into the...
No. He talked about Steve Bannon this weekend having this plan to help the country.
Oh, this is Steve Bannon's plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I was like, that just sounds. I like Steve Bannon. I'm a fan of him, but
yeah.
I don't agree with what he's saying and stuff like that. I think that was kind of a little outrageous, but
okay.
But no, man, But I'm glad you're back, brother. And I'm glad to hear your voice. And hey, this prison thing. I heard you talk about it. What were you saying that earlier on the JLP show? What's that
Yeah.
about?
So in this end of the second hour, Hake News, I was reporting about. I read in CNN that there was a prison riot, an attempted prison break. I don't know if they were. Some of them may have been successful in Colombia. That's where Nick's parents are from, I think, or mother. And
that's already a bad start there, but I hear you. Go ahead.
so supposedly prompted by coronavirus fears, right? They're not scared, most of them, right? Most of these prisoners, especially if they're able-bodied, they're not afraid of this coronavirus thing, but they're using it as an excuse, and at least 23 inmates are dead, 83 injured. The country's justice minister is this female, Margarita Cabello. And she said the incident began with a massive and criminal escape attempt at Bogotá's La Modelo prison, one of the country's largest and most, they use the word overpopulated prisons, which it may be. It may be overcrowded because there's so many criminals. Such a poorly run country,
right.
maybe?
No, well, my grandfather spent, my first 22 years in life in prison, man. And,
Wow.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, no, it was rough, bro. It was rough for him. And, that's all I ever knew my grandfather for a while. He was only out for about 12 years and he passed away.
Yeah.
But he gone. But man, I'll tell you one thing he told me, and I'll pass this on. I think I agree with you. I think it's an excuse for these guys to just break out and do things. They should have never allowed the TVs in there and stuff like that and internet access.
Right.
My grandfather, man, may he rest in peace. He told me a story one time. He goes, I went to see him when I was about 17 years old, and he goes, I like you young guys. And I said, what? He goes, yeah, all the young guys started coming to prison. And I said, what do you mean you like that? And, I kind of caught me off guard, but he always was honest with me about everything.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, ever since the young bucks started coming in here, they started complaining about things. And now we don't have to go to work if we don't want to. We get TVs. we get to see movies. We get to do all that. And I was kind of like, at the time I was young, still beta, huge beta.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand what he was saying. But now, now I get it because I see that. They have Xbox in there. They have telephones.
Wow.
They have, they have all this stuff. And he goes, before you guys came in, he goes, we got up at 4:30 in the night, 4:30 in the morning. We had to get an Aggie. I don't know if you know what an Aggie is, like a hoe, a garden hoe.
Yeah.
He goes, we got Aggies, and we had to go dig ditches for 8 hours. Was 2 breaks, one break for water and one break for lunch. And he goes, now we don't have to because you guys don't want to go work, so we don't have to go work anymore. And I was kind of like, ain't that sad, brother? I was just like,
what a shame.
He goes, prison is not prison anymore. He goes, he told me when he got out, my last 12 years of prison were easier than anything, he said, because of you guys. And I was just like, interesting. I was like,
that is wild.
Like, wow.
That's those
man.
mamas feeling sorry for the poor criminals. What a shame.
You ain't lying, man. It just sad doesn't get well, man. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I like that little story you had, so I wanted to share that with you guys. But man, you take it easy, man. Glad you're back. I'm glad you're feeling better. Black and brown, baby. I
Right
hear
on.
you.
Cool. Take care, Adrian.
Take it easy.
All right.
Yeah, brother.
Bye. So, let me read a few super chats real quick, and then I am going to open the treasure chest on D Live, assuming that I remember it, or Joel remembers, one of us, or Nick. Giovanni A says here, and Jib Jab says, glad to know you didn't get a Corona burrito with extra pneumonia. Thank you. Yeah, because last time I got really sick, it was from, I'm assuming, eating a burrito that was food poisoning. Not good. And it was from this place up by the El Rey Theater called, I forget what it's called, but it's next to El Rey Theater. Malkuth X, all conspiracy theorists are owned by the Illuminati. True. Very true. Man, Asmodor giving a bunch of subscriptions. Thank you. I am now an affiliate on DLive. So go to dlive.tv/The Hake Report or find me on DLive, The Hake Report, all one word. And follow and subscribe. Subscribing means you get a hey next to your name. And I might change that to snake or la la la. I don't know. But right now I'm leaving it as hey. Let me know if you have a preference. Lin Yan Chin was telling me all kinds of different things that I should do, and others were too. But, anyways, oh man, yeah. Let me get to Craig out of Illinois, and then I'm gonna tell you guys about Fauci, this Fauci guy, Anthony Fauci. Craig, out of Illinois,
Hey,
how you doing?
Hey, Mr. Hake, how you doing, sir?
Doing fine. It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, man, I'm back again. Hey, man, I just want to know what's your perspective about what the Democrats did when President Trump signed like an executive order to, get out stimulus checks to Americans,
Yeah.
and why did they block it?
I haven't kept up with it at all. I do know that they blocked it, and it's interesting that the Democrats are turning down spending, but because they are turning it down because they don't have control. So that means it's probably better than it would have been had Democrats had control. So I don't know if I should support all this spending or not. Luckily, it's not my decision. But I really don't know the answer to it. But it is shady of the Democrats to be having a switch with and they're repeating that same line about, oh, they're giving it to the big businesses. What a mess.
Yeah. Oh, I have another question for you. So, with all this stuff going on with this coronavirus and all that stuff, when the fallen Messiah, Barack Obama, was in office, thank God he gone. But there wasn't a huge outcry then. But now, since they got Trump in the office, don't you kind of find like that's really hatred towards President Trump, what they're doing, especially the media?
Big time. This whole freak out over the coronavirus, I bet you that they would have ignored it had it been Obama in office. They would have ignored it like they did the H1N1, the swine flu. Was that the swine flu? I remember H1N1 being in the news, right? But there was I didn't hear a whole lot of blaming of Obama during that time, even though over 12,000 people died of it. I don't know how many people are going to die when this whole thing pans out, but this thing sounds like it is a deadly disease, and it's something to not just take lightly and go just want to get drunk like the people that are just partying and being like kind of irresponsible. So yeah, I don't know.
How are you guys handling it in California now? I mean, are y'all in quarantine too?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I kind of self-quarantined since I was a little sick and really needed the rest. I stayed in all last week, and then in church with Jesse Lee Peterson, we didn't have people come in to the building. It was just the workers, and we streamed out and took calls. So we are changing stuff up a little bit. I know that a lot of restaurants are closed. Like, you can't go into the lobby of McDonald's. You have to only drive through. If you go to McDonald's, maybe you shouldn't. But and I heard from Joel, by the way, a good tip: avoid pizza because pizza lowers your immune system, and I believe that it increases inflammation. Cheese, dairy, carbs, sugar, all those things increase inflammation. So.
Told him I said thanks for that. Oh,
all right.
My colleagues that work for the Chicago Police Department, they're taking it hard too because they don't give them nothing to protect their front. Their when they're going on these calls. Yeah. And like they got nothing to protect themselves when they have interaction with people.
And they're interacting with probably sometimes some of the most unhealthy people, unsanitary people. Yeah.
So.
Right.
All right, man. Cool.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Good to hear from you, Craig.
All right, you too, bro. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
So, Dark Side of the Bear what says la la la. I think is that a request next to the subscribers? Dark Side of the Bear what says kind of irresponsible, just a smidge. I forget what she's referring to, but I'm just gonna say true. Gonna go out on a limb and agree with Dark Side of the Bear what. I think there might have been something else. Hold on. Okay, cool. Let me get to Art out of Ohio. Art, thanks for calling. What's up?
Hey, man, what's up with you, Hake? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fine. Good to hear from you.
Always good to hear from you. I was wondering where you was at. I'm like, man,
I know.
Father God bless his young wife soul, man. I hope he ain't come down with the coronavirus.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the prayers.
Man, they got me shaking in my boots. Yeah, right. Long story short.
Right on.
So check this out real quick, man. So I don't know if did you see the little clip down there in Florida, the black dude, I think it was the Commissioner Hardy, and then the white female mayor or whatnot said that they was supposed to have been doing something as far as with protecting the citizens, and they was cutting off the money or something to where they couldn't pay the bills. Long story short,
where is this?
This was in Florida somewhere.
Okay.
I just seen it like a couple of days ago, just recently or whatnot.
All right.
So first things first, just to reflect back, I don't know if you remember the last call a week ago. I was saying that like if you put female soldiers in the army, you tell them to go kill the enemies. Next thing you know, they over there cooking them food and giving them back rubs. You like, dang, I just told you to go kill them. Long story short,
right?
It seems to be that every time that males are trying to get stuff done, you have these females on these power trips that you up here worrying about a coronavirus, and they up here talking about, I wonder if these shoes match my outfit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're and then when you get to putting the pressure on them and pressuring them, and you get to being assertively aggressive because you worried about the American people, then next thing you know, you got to try to run outside of the room because she's trying to avoid the fight. You see what I'm saying? Verbal fight when she knows she's wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Right. It's not good to have.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's not good to have these women in charge, especially these liberal women. But even the conservative women end up being kind of liberal sometimes. What a mess.
You know what it is though. What I'm starting to come to realize, and I guess it's just a female thing, because I'm not built like that, man. If you just a person that's naturally evil and you always wrong, I don't care if you look like me, you the same sex as me, you could be to have the same blood running through your body. I'm not gonna agree with you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right is right and wrong is wrong, and it's for some odd reason females seem to think that just because they are female, we all family or something, man. Just because y'all females don't mean y'all all have the same agenda.
You know, it's funny hearing, like I saw, what's her name on The View? AOC Cortez? Alexandria Cortez, right? She was on The View and she referred to, I mentioned this before, to like Rashida Tlaib as her sister. My sister. I'm like,
man,
what? Your sisters? It was ridiculous. But they are sisters in Satan. They're fellow daughters of Satan, right?
Sisters in Satan. Oh, again, let me go ahead and get this one out the way, too.
Okay.
Y'all was having a little discussion about the God, why they say, like, God out of the Bible, and what's the point in saying that?
Oh, yeah, the biblical question. What does it mean?
Yeah,
what does it mean when people say the God of the Bible? Yeah.
Okay, well, let me break it down to you, because I think everybody's having like they ain't kind of understand what people like, because I do that. And, and I have to clarify that when I say Father God, the creator of heaven and earth, because you got a lot of these people that's like in Hollywood, they pray to the God Satan. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They pray, that's who their God is. They pray to rocks, and they pray to Buddhas, and that's their God. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Muslims and all, that's their God. You see what I'm saying? But see, I'm starting to realize here in this time that we living in right now, a lot of people gonna start seeing that of that everything that come out that Bible, the first book or whatnot. As far as with that is the original. You see what I'm saying? And all that copycat, and you know what I mean? But that's just on that. That's just on that note.
Okay.
Again. Go ahead.
No, you're done. Go for it.
All right, so look, I was watching something up on here about and this is try to keep everything on the everything onto what you had got going on your show, and then what Jesse got going on his show. The lady, it was he had a caller or lady on there, Michelle Alexander from
Yes.
from Ohio State, and everything
Is she the one?
was saying.
Is she the one who wrote that book, Michelle Alexander?
Yes.
Is she the one who wrote that
Yes.
book, The
Yes.
New Jim Crow?
You got it, brother.
Okay, yeah, evil woman, liberal, fake Christian.
No, so go ahead. Go ahead, though. So listen. So I'm listening to her last night and stuff. She's right about everything she's saying as far as with the them breaking the homes up and doing all that or whatnot. But it's crazy how Jesse, he like dismantles them. Like,
Right.
It's crazy. Like I was all rooting for her and everything. And you know, she right is right, wrong is wrong. She had her point. But
Yeah.
it's crazy how Jesse dismantles. He's like, so how do you feel about the Mexicans coming over here and da da da? She ain't never drawn the line. It's like females like that. They always try to straddle the fence.
Yep.
And I don't know if she got Mexican friends or something, or somebody who's paying her under the table. Not knocking her or nothing, but man, you can't tell some truth, and then when somebody asks you something about, do you think the Mexicans are affecting the Negro population?
Right.
/ not the Afro-American. I want to get that understood right now because I'm a Negro. I ain't no African-American.
Nice.
I'm getting tired of everybody trying to rub me all into the
I know.
continent of
It's
Africa,
ridiculous.
into Africa. Exactly, because if we was all African, how was my people's ancestors sold off? You see what I'm saying? If everybody looked alike. Long story short, so she don't understand that the Alexander lady don't understand she's watered down the truth of what she's saying about them breaking up and taking the men out the homes when she's neglecting the fact that to speak the truth about Mexicans coming over here and taking jobs from, because you can sit here, she can sit here and say what she want to say all day. If I'm sitting here seeing it with my own eyes, you just think we'll sit here and tell me my eyes ain't working?
Right. That's so
You
typical
see
of
what I'm
these.
saying?
I hear it like universally whenever Jesse Lee Peterson asks the question about, do you care about the fact that the illegal aliens are coming in here, taking the jobs of the blacks and filling up their schools, starting fights with the blacks, and the blacks starting fights with the Hispanics too. Practically every day there's fights in these schools. And then also crowding out the medical services and all that stuff. And look, these cities that are full mostly with the illegals and some of the legal immigrants too, honestly, are the most overcrowded. The hospitals are overcrowded. Now they're overrun. These hospitals are overrun with this new epidemic of the coronavirus thing. But yeah, she can't be honest. Check that out, guys. Jesse Lee Peterson interviewed Michelle Alexander and she wrote this dumb book called The New Jim Crow, How Mass Incarceration, there's that buzzword again. I don't know, something like that. Something about racism and mass incarceration is the new Jim Crow or something dumb. Anyways, Art, it's good to hear from you.
Already, real quick, like, and not to just dig into it like that, because I definitely agree with her little points as far as the incarceration or whatnot. I'm not neglecting the fact that, shoot, if I commit a crime, I got to be held accountable for it. But it do seem to be that it seems like the Negro community and people of color seem to end up like it's like a cycle. You see what I'm saying? You have the females having the babies. They having the babies by the thugs. The thugs end up going to jail. When the thugs is in jail, they out there fucking with other thugs, and then they reproduce and have more kids with them. Then you see what I'm saying? So, and then you got to understand that, like, I'm sorry, I'm listening to you on another phone or whatnot.
Oh, you're distracted.
Kind of throw me off.
No worries, man.
Distractions kind of throw me off. Long story short, so all right, so I'm gonna be like, I used to be in the streets or whatnot. So when I was in the streets or whatnot, I was able to go in and out of these houses, and I seen how they were being ran. You see what I'm saying? In single parent single parent mom. So when these dudes / my peoples will go to jail or whatnot, I would see that the ladies that I was going to holler, they'd be my friend, and they'd be fucking around with a whole.
Keep it clean, Art.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but keep it
and
clean.
It's like you. Yeah, all right, that's my fault. Yeah, that's my fault.
Yeah.
And it'd be like you supposed to be looking out. Only thing I'm trying to get to is all of this is a big turning cycle or whatnot that has something to do with, just like you always say, too much government. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The government pimping these females out. That's they knew that. You know what I mean? That's their daddy, and it's the sad thing to say or whatnot. You gonna keep having females out here doing it, and the system being corrupt and abused like that. When you have people out here knowing that they can keep coming out here having kids and get socialist welfare, and then go to run down to their plantation owner master and get food, not welfare. What's it called, child support or whatnot. You giving them incentive. Giving them incentive to keep trying to go out and have kids to keep extra money coming in because they like, oh, if I have a kid by Jerome, I don't like his butt anyways.
I know.
I'm gonna have a kid with him, then I'm gonna cut him off when the baby ain't even born. I keep seeing the same thing.
All right, I appreciate it, man. I gotta cut you off, but let's talk again. Take care, man.
Thank you.
All right. Let me just show you again. I just showed you, showed you a picture of this Michelle Alexander that Art from Ohio just mentioned. And this is a photo that I got off of the ACLU website, which is an anti-American evil organization. Everybody knows that, right? The ACLU, Anti-American Civil Liberties Union. And she's standing at a podium with her short hair, mixed black woman, kind of light skin. And she says, her little poster in front of her podium says DWB, meaning driving while black, is not a crime. And she pushed, while she was in the ACLU, this myth of driving while black. That, blacks get pulled over disproportionately. Never mind that blacks, per their share of car owners, die of car accidents like crazy, more disproportionately. And they also get more moving violations. And when they died of fatalities, they have a record of this thing, of moving violations. So she's pushing this fake idea of DWB, driving while black, just pushing victimhood on the blacks. Fake mama, and she pretends that she's a Christian. And then also, just show the Jesse Lee Peterson's interview little screenshot of her. This was from, actually, she was interviewed, I want to say she was interviewed before I came as producer. I think it was while either Kelly or Ermias or some other prior producer from even before me. She was interviewed by Jesse with her about her book, The New Jim Crow. March 15th or so, 2010, hour 2. Jesse Lee Peterson interviewed Michelle Alexander, author of the book, The New Jim Crow, Mass Incarceration in the Age of Colorblindness. And she's a former lawyer. Her husband's a former lawyer, I think in the DOJ or something. Government, just the swamp people, evil, nasty people. So I put out this interview when I came across it. And it's like a slideshow because it was before, 2010 is before we were, the Jesse Lee Peterson show was streaming out video. It was a radio show at that point. And so we just put a little slideshow of that interview. Check it out. It's a good interview. He just exposed her. Phony woman. Anyways, before I open the treasure chest in 5 minutes, let me tell you guys about Anthony Fauci. So this is from Drudge. The headline from Drudge. What do you want me to do? That's a quote, right? Fauci's strikingly honest review of Trump response. And this is about this whole coronavirus thing. Anthony Fauci is a longtime government guy, doctor type, health expert, whom you should never trust, right? And it's kind of odd. Are those Drudge's words calling Fauci honest? I don't know. But the article linked from Drudge is a Science Mag article. Science Mag, short for magazine. And the headline says, "I'm going to keep pushing." That's a quote. And it says, Anthony Fauci tries to make the White House listen to facts of the pandemic. Never trust an outlet called Science Mag. Fake science, right? This is a Q&A interview that some writer, John Cohen, C-O-H-E-N, John Cohen, no H in John, by the way, did with this guy Fauci, Anthony Fauci. Question, how are you managing not to get fired? Answer, and this is answer from Fauci. Well, that's pretty interesting because to his credit, referring to Trump, even though we disagree on some things, he listens. Told you guys, he listens. Trump listens. He goes his own way. He has his own style. But on substantive issues, he does listen to what I say. Nice. In your face, guys. Trump listens. I told you. And this guy, he's white, so he tries to be honest. You've been in press. Here's another question from this John Cohen guy in Science Mag. You've been in press conferences where things are happening that you disagree with. Is that fair to say? And answer, well, I put a WH sound in well. Well, I don't disagree in the substance. It is expressed in a way that I would not express it because it could lead to some misunderstanding about what the facts are about a given subject. So he says that Trump hasn't lied. What about the travel restrictions? Trump keeps saying that the travel ban for China, which began 2nd of February, had a big impact on slowing the spread of the virus to the United States, and that he wishes China would have told us 3 to 4 months earlier, and that they were very secretive, because China did not immediately reveal the discovery of their new coronavirus in late December 2019, but by January 10th, Chinese researchers made the sequence of the virus public. It just doesn't comport with the facts. That's what Science Mag is complaining, right? I know, but what do you want me to do? This is Fauci saying. I mean, seriously, John Cohen, let's get real. What do you want me to do? Someone explain that one to me. I don't really get it. China was very secretive. Maybe it was a 3 to 4 months thing. Maybe they don't understand that timeline. But China has shut down citizen journalists, haven't they? They killed off but some doctor who was sounding the alarm about this coronavirus thing before China did, a Chinese doctor is sounding the alarm, and then these citizen journalists, Chinese people, citizens, were streaming on social media and posting, and they were silenced by the government, punished, seemingly. Some of them contracted the coronavirus. Many of them died. Many of these doctors died. Crazy. Most everyone, here's another question from this writer. Most everyone thinks you're doing a remarkable job, but you're standing there as a representative of truth and facts. That's a buzzword. But things are being said that aren't true and aren't factual. Anytime you hear somebody say truth and facts, you know they're intellectuals. Based in Praying says, Fauci is the swamp. Fauci is a bold-faced liar under oath. I'm not aware of that. But he says, unfortunately, Trump has to trust the corrupt CDC. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of corrupt parties involved. Think about the World Health Organization, the UN. They've been putting out stuff, oh, we can trust China. Whatever. So anyways, this guy, Fauci's answer says, the way it happened is that after he made that statement suggesting that China could have revealed the discovery of the new coronavirus 3 to 4 months earlier, I told the appropriate people it doesn't comport because 2 or 3 months earlier would have been September. The next time they sit down with him and talk about what he's going to say, they will say, by the way, Mr. President, be careful about this and don't say that. But I can't jump in front of the microphone and push him down. Okay, he said it. Let's try and get it corrected for the next time. And they're arguing about piddly details. 2 to 3 months earlier, whatever. It may be an exaggeration. Anyways, here's more from these rhinos. I call them rhinos, but intellectuals. You have not said China virus. And Fauci says, ever. And you will never, will you? No. because Trump frequently calls the cause of the spreading illness known as the coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19, China virus or Chinese virus, which is factual. But they don't want to tell the truth. They want to be politically correct. That's the only reason I can think of. At Friday's press conference, here's another last question from this guy. Oh, we're opening the treasure chest, guys. At Friday's press conference, you put your hands over your face. And you saw this on the Jesse Lee Peterson show if you were watching it in the last hour, third hour, today. You put your hands over your face when Trump referred to the deep state department, as in the deep state, and they call it a popular conspiracy theory. And it's not it's a true conspiracy theory. There are true ones and false ones, right? It even became an internet meme. Have you been criticized for what you did? Fauci said no comment. And that's what I say, like, what about the fake news from the corrupt UN's World Health Organization, run by a corrupt socialist, communist black guy from like Kenya or something? I've told you guys about him in the past. And also China itself, very corrupt. But they don't talk about them. They only want to they want to nitpick on Trump's minor inaccuracies, right?
I'd like to have him go back and do his job. So does anybody have any question? Please.
Nice. Appreciate that, Joel. Joel on the mic with the mic check. Something like that. So I think I've told you before that I kind of sense that this guy is a snake. I think he's trying to be honest, this Fauci guy. But just based on his personality, never trust an Italian. Am I right? He's Italian. I'm kidding, right? Don't get offended, Louis. But you've heard on the JLP show that he chuckled. Well, he didn't really chuckle. He just kind of like put his head in his hand at the idea of the deep state, seemingly, as Trump described the deep state department. Well, according to Wikipedia, Anthony Fauci is director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease since 1984. He's been in there since Reagan, so-called served, right? Under Reagan, Bush, Clinton, W. Bush, Obama, and now Trump. Ridiculous. 3 adult daughters with his wife, who is a nurse with the National Institute of Health. They married in 85. He took office 84, married in 85. His 3 girls, or daughters, adult daughters, right? Jennifer, Megan, and Allison. And he's an immunologist. Doesn't that mean that he studies like food allergies? He doesn't really, but somehow they lump that in with infectious diseases. And I don't know if he knows his stuff. But I don't know, whatever. But I have a couple of headlines about Fauci from, more underground outlets. The Conservative Treehouse, which is the last refuge. They're generally a reliable source. You can't always trust their predictions. They predicted that the guy who shot that guy in the back, the white cop who shot the black man in the back, who kept on running and fighting, would be, I think they thought that he would be exonerated or something. I could be misremembering it, but they did notice that there was some type of fight over the, what is that thing? When you tase a guy, the taser. And so isn't that interesting? Oh, back when the Walter Scott case. But they generally are, as far as facts go, pretty reliable. They have this headline called Fauci Love Letters to Hillary Clinton surface. And they don't mean literal, oh, I love you, I wish I was Bill Clinton. No, not like that. But they're saying that he's like fawning over her. And he just is a super fan of her, right? So, hold on, let me grab some of these diamonds. So I have these emails. They hat tipped to Colonel GK Joe, a guy on Twitter. He tweeted, oh my gosh, wondering about deep state Fauci undermining POTUS? I was too. Well, look at these screenshot emails. Oh man. There's pictures of Fauci smiling all big behind Hillary Clinton. He's the only white guy with a bunch of blacks. I don't know what that is. But anyways, you can keep playing that song, Joel. It sounds nice. I'm tough. But look at these emails. Man, let me zoom in on this. Here's an email from Anthony Fauci in 2012, June 2012, to Cheryl Mills. Remarks of Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton at A World in Transition, charting a new path in global health. Wow, very rarely does a speech bring me to tears, but this one did it. Talk about telling it like it is. That was a bases loaded home run. Please tell the secretary, meaning Hillary, that I love her more than you guys, more than ever. You guys too, of course. Best regards, Tony, as in Anthony Fauci, MD, medical doctor. What a lame-o. And then what else did he say? Back in 2013, January 2013, anyone who had any doubts about the secretary's stamina and capability following her illness had those doubts washed away by today's performance before the Senate and House. Is this the Benghazi hearing? She faced extremely difficult circumstances at the hearings, and she still hit it right out of the park. Please tell her that we all love her and very proud to know her. I guess in a sense you could call that a love letter, just not a romance stuff. But that's Fauci. He was a fan of Hillary Clinton. What type of a snake do you have to be a fan of Hillary? Anyways, let me read these super chats real fast. And then, yes. Hold on. Come on. Hold on. Awkward silence. Hot Computer Smell says another suggestion is cool for the thing. Thank you. Appreciate that. And then D Live, congratulations to Reed Johnson, Dark Side of the Bear. What? Asmodor, Rust in Peace Bear. Great album, right? You know homo. Yo, no, it says you know moo. Sorry, man. Right on. And just a sec. Somebody gave a diamond. Rosie Bear, too much government, not enough Gibbs. Interesting. Ludwig von Neon, thank you for the diamond. Rick 91307 says, bat or devil? Pick something to be influenced by. You? Good. It sounds like an important message. Thank you. But I'm sorry, I missed it. It went over my head. Anyways, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. And so will Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you. And Hake needs 2 hours, right? I'm working on it. I'm pondering it. I'm considering when is the best time to start my 2-hour show. But thank you guys for the support and the requests. TheHakeReport.com for my stuff. JLPTalk.com for Jesse Lee Peterson's stuff. Take care, guys.